James Harden's first press conference, he called Philadelphia his first choice all along. How much do you buy that comment? And can you talk about the chemistry or the relationship between Daryl Morey and James Harden that facilitated this trade happening?
Well, James Harden, getting traded to Brooklyn last year, I believe Daryl Morey wanted to bring him to Philly all along, but I guess Houston took whatever Brooklyn got him, to go to Brooklyn with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They're pretty tight, I believe. Morey was waiting to go out to at least, the Ben Simmons saga is over in Philly now. He's with Brooklyn, and I believe they are very tight. Morey got his man in Philly, and I think James Harden wanted to be in Philly all along. Kyrie Irving, not taking the vaccine, not being able to play in every home game in Brooklyn, and Durant hurt. It was just, I just think, the marriage is over. Those guys played 16 games total altogether. I mean, how are you supposed to go out and win a championship? When you got Kyrie Irving out on home games and Durant hurt and James Harden with the hamstring issue, it just didn't really gel up there. And, I think Harden's where he wanted to be. I mean, he went out to Milwaukee last Thursday night. He put Tyrese Maxey. He was on the bench with the guys, just coaching it up. Tyrese Maxey, Kork Maz, he was getting these young guys involved. So, I think it's pretty much, he wanted to show Maxey, is right now the point guard of the Sixers, exactly what he wanted him to do, so, they could be on the same page. I think James Harden one day could be a coach in the NBA. Who knows? His positive vibes, him and Joe, everybody's laughing, and the Sixers made that deal 2 weeks ago. Everybody upped their game, even though they got blown out by Boston last week. But I think James Harden's going to raise the level on this team. Like I said, this town's buzzing and ready to rock come tomorrow night. I know I'm fired up.
So when the trade went down a couple weeks ago, there seemed to be bad blood for pretty much everyone involved in that deal. Obviously, Simmons goes on his way out and him and Embiid aren't on the greatest terms. KD signed off on the Harden trade, and Harden wanted to get out before the deadline to play for the Sixers this year. So you, as a 76ers fan, Mr. Fuji, how did you process everything that went down over the past couple weeks at the trade deadline?
I was ecstatic just waiting, because, the rumors started heating up probably earlier that week. Rumors were circulating all along. And then finally, this Woj of ESPN broke the story. And now it's just like the airwaves of 97.5 The Fanatic, 94 WIP were just buzzing. Like I said, this city's ready to go. We haven't won a title since 1983. So that taste in Sixers fans' mouths, it's, everybody's juicing and jonesing for it. I know I'm ready because, last time, we're going on 38 years without a title with the Sixers. I mean, you figure the Phillies and the Eagles have won, but the Sixers haven't really done much. They haven't been to the finals since 2001 with Allen Iverson. We want to get that tradition back here with the Philadelphia 76ers. I figure it's a 2-year window with Joel Embiid and James Harden. So now's the time to win now, the way Embiid's playing on that MVP level, that MVP status. We're just, the man right now is the man. He's the best player in the world right now. As Charles Barkley and Shaq were saying, the man's unstoppable. He's healthy right now. So, as the big men get older, the injuries creep up. And, Joel Embiid's history with injuries hasn't been too good. So, like I said, it's a 2-year window, and this team needs to win now.
This is James Harden's third team in 2 seasons. So this trade can either be the biggest benefit or indictment to his long-term legacy. If this doesn't work, if this doesn't result in an NBA Finals appearance, if this doesn't result in an NBA title, would you mark this as like the most damaging indictment on James Harden? How do you think this affects him in legacy building mode?
You guys could look up a sports reporter in Philly for the last close to 40 years named Howard Eskin. He was on WIP for 30 plus years. Actually, it was really the staple that started sports talk in Philly back in the early 80s. And he asked James Harden, this is your third team in 13 months. Funny you guys bring that up. And, the rumors about Harden dogging it, not wanting to be in certain places, basically quitting. But, Harden just came out and said, I wanted to be in Philly. Here I am. And, that's it. I mean, it is a great point, but I think Harden wants to win, and it's time for him to win now. He's 32, going on 33 years old. I mean, the window of opportunity is closing on James Harden. But, like I said, with this trade, it's boom or bust. I know him and KD played in Oklahoma City before, him and Westbrook. the history with those guys. Like, obviously, you can see Kevin Durant didn't want to draft them in the All-Star. I get, the bad blood there. But, Ben Simmons had to go. I mean, some people say Brooklyn got the better end of the trade. I mean, Seth Curry's hot and cold. We appreciate what he brought to the table here. Thing of it is, I mean, like I said, the only thing that scares me with the Sixers is the minutes with Embiid playing, but you really have nobody to bring in off the bench. I forget the guy they just picked up on a 10-day contract.
Oh, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah, I know they brought him in, I know he's a veteran, journeyman, but, hopefully there's, a couple buyouts they could get soon. So, it's a boom or bust. And, who the hell knows what Ben Simmons is going to do? I mean, he basically used the cop out of depression, which, I sympathize with anybody like that. I mean, to me, I think he clearly just wants to be in LA because, earlier before the season started, he bought a $17 million home out there. I mean, does he want to be in Brooklyn? I guess time will tell. March 10th is coming up. That is like the biggest sports event coming up in the next couple of weeks. And a lot of rumors are saying that he's not going to play here in Philly when the Sixers and the Nets square off that night.